You ever get yourself up for procrastinating, or maybe you just, hate that feeling when you can't stick to your own plans? Yeah, most of us think a lack of discipline is some kind of character flaw. But what if I told you that's completely wrong? It turns out the problem isn't you at all. It's the way you're thinking about discipline in the first place. So let's start with this big question right here. Because the way we usually try to get disciplined, through pure brute force willpower, that's actually a trap. It literally sets us up for a fight against our own biology. And that is a fight we are almost always going to lose. And this gets right to the heart of the whole misunderstanding. We feel guilty, we beat ourselves up, thinking it's some kind of personal failure. But the truth is, our struggle with discipline has nothing to do with weakness. It's a design conflict between our ancient brain and the crazy modern world we live in.
Okay, so let's dig into the why, right? Why is this so hard? Well, the answer starts when you understand the one thing your brain cares about more than anything else.
Look, your brain has one core job: survival. It did not evolve to care about your 5-year plan or your New Year's resolutions. Nope, it evolved over millions of years in really dangerous places where the only thing that mattered was making it to the next day. Its entire operating system is built for that reality.
And that ancient software, it's still running in your head right now. It wants you to stay on the couch to save calories. It wants you to open TikTok for that quick little dopamine hit, instead of, say, writing that report where the reward is hours away. This isn't a defect in your character. It's just biology doing its thing.
This all boils down to a concept called cognitive ease. It's basically the brain's automatic, unconscious rule of thumb. Always, and I mean always, choose the option that takes the least amount of energy right now. This isn't a rational choice, it's an efficiency choice, and it happens before you even have a chance to think about it.
So, if we know our brain is basically programmed to be, well, lazy, what do we do about it? We stop trying to fight this internal battle of willpower, and we start focusing on the real battleground, our environment.
This quote from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, is a total game changer. Think about it. If you constantly have to rely on self-control to do something, it just means your environment is working against you. And that's a fight you're going to lose, because eventually, fatigue always wins.
This leads us to this brilliant idea called choice architecture. It basically says we're all engineered by our surroundings. We don't make decisions in a vacuum. We just choose whatever is easiest. So the big takeaway is this: if you want to change your behavior, you have to engineer your environment.
Okay, look at this. This is such a simple, perfect example from a study. When a cafeteria simply moved the water bottles to the front and put the sodas in the back, guess what happened? Water sales went through the roof. They didn't put up motivational posters or give lectures. They just made the better choice the easier choice.
And that is the key right there. You don't need more willpower, you need a better designed space. You want to read more? Don't hide the book. Leave it on your pillow. Want to stop checking your phone first thing in the morning? Put it in another room. You have to become an engineer of your own mind.
All right, so we've re-engineered our space, but what if we could go even deeper? What if we could actually hijack the automatic routines our brain is already running? This is where things get really cool, because we can hack our habits to work for us, not against us. This strategy is one of the most powerful ones out there: habit stacking. Instead of trying to build a totally new habit from scratch, which takes a ton of mental energy, you just link it to a habit that's already wired deep into your brain.
And the formula for this, it is so simple. You take something you already do without even thinking, like brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee. Then, you just tack on a tiny 2-minute new habit right after it. You're basically using the momentum of that old habit to launch you into the new one. It creates a brand new automatic loop with way less resistance.
So, we're redesigning our environment, we're stacking our habits, but why do we still procrastinate sometimes? Well, the answer is that procrastination isn't about laziness, it's a design problem. And there are 4 invisible laws we need to follow to fix that design. These are the 4 pillars from James Clear for making any habit stick. If a habit you want to build is invisible, unappealing, difficult, or unrewarding, your brain is going to avoid it every single time. Our job is to just reverse all of that.
This table just makes it all so clear. Look at that before column. It's basically designed for failure. The book's hidden away, the task feels huge and boring, and there's zero reward. Now look at the after column. By making the book obvious, pairing it with some music to make it attractive, shrinking the goal down to just 5 minutes to make it super easy, and adding that satisfying little check mark at the end, you've completely redesigned the entire behavior. See, it's not about willpower, it's about smart design.
And this brings us to our final and maybe the most profound shift in how we think. We've been talking about tactics and strategies, but the ultimate goal here isn't to just get more discipline. It's actually something much, much deeper.
Forget this whole idea that you have to fall in love with the process. You don't. Most of the super productive people in the world don't wake up every single day excited to do hard things. They don't rely on passion. They rely on systems that make the right actions almost inevitable, even on the days they don't feel like it.
And this quote, honestly, this is the key to everything. Your future isn't going to be defined by your big, ambitious goals. It's going to be defined by your daily systems. When your systems are solid, the right behavior just becomes the default. It becomes the path of least resistance.
And here's the deepest level of change. Your habits aren't just about what you do, they're about who you are. Every single time you choose to do that slightly harder thing, even if it's just for 2 minutes, you're casting a vote for a new identity. You're literally telling yourself, I am the kind of person who shows up.
So the whole point is this. Discipline isn't the goal. It's a side effect. It's just the natural result of building better systems, engineering your environment, and, most importantly, changing how you see yourself.
So now, the question isn't about how to find more motivation. It's about design. It's time to stop blaming yourself and start building. So, what is the very first habit, the smallest possible action that you're going to redesign using these laws, starting right now?